The water gurgles down the drain. The water gurgles down the drain. The water gurgles down the drain with a g. Hello, wonderful parents. It's so nice to have you here. For those of you who have bought my ebook, The Parent Teacher, a complete guide to homeschooling your child, this video is specifically for you. I promise I'll be doing the week 1 video for classes in preschool. And so, this is for Nursery 1. That's children between the ages of 2.5 years to 3 years. We'll be doing subjects like sensorial, literacy, and numeracy. This is for literacy. We'll be doing the revision of last term's work. And so for the essence of this video, the name of the child I'll be using is Princess. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Miss Mercy Coaching, to get interesting videos. So Princess will be asked to identify sounds A to J. And then she'll be writing them as well as sounding her letters A to O. All this is in a bid to see if she can still remember what she learned last week. At the end of the week, she will be able to recall the sounds A to O. She'll be able to write the sounds A to J. And then she'll be able to do the actions for the sounds A to O. We'll be starting with writing of the sounds A to O. But before I start with Princess in writing the sounds A to O, I have my flashcards that I'll be using with her. Here are the flashcards for the sounds A to O. Here's the flashcard for the sound A, B, K, D, E, F, G, E, and J. I also have stencils here. Stencils for A, B, K, D, E, F, G, E, J. If I don't have flashcards and I don't have stencils, does that mean Princess will not learn? Of course not. I'll make use of sound cutouts. How do I go about doing this? All I need to do is just write the sounds out on a sheet of paper, cut them out, and then I have my sound cutout. A, B, K, D, E, F, G, E, and J. For activity 1, Princess will be required to write the sounds A to J. So what do I need to do? I have to prepare a worksheet for her. In order for her to be able to write her sounds A to J, I have my worksheet here. I'll draw 10 circles. I could draw 10 squares and then ask Princess to write in the circles or squares as the case may be. And while she's writing, she should sound and write in order to be able to deduce which sound comes next. So I have my worksheet here, and then Princess will start writing her sounds. For activity 2, I would want to draw a pattern out, and then I'll tell Princess to start writing from the first circle. I have a pattern. So Princess will write A here. She will move over to the next circle and write the next sound, which is B, K, D, E, F, G, E, and J. Once Princess is done writing, I shouldn't forget to commend her. And then I want to check her work to see if she has not made any mistake so as to correct her on time. Now Princess is done with activities 1 and 2. We want to go into sounding A to O. For the essence of that, I have my chart. Here is the chart. I wouldn't want Princess to sound without a chart. This chart is to help her remember the sounds. And so all she needs to do is to touch the sounds as she sounds them. B, K, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and O. After sounding, I'll tell Princess that it's time for us to do the actions for these sounds. So we'll be taking the actions for the sounds A to O. The action for the sound A revolves around ants crawling up your arm, and then you're wriggling them off your arm. So your hand goes on your arm as if ants are crawling on your arm. Action for A, A. Action for A, A. Action for A, A. The sound B revolves around one who is playing a baseball game. And then the person is holding a baseball bat and hitting a baseball. So it goes this way. B. Action for B, B. Action for B, B. What about the sound K? What's the action for the sound K? It revolves around one who is clicking castanets. And so I'm going to click castanets. Action for K, K. Action for K, K. Action for K, K. Next is the sound D. Revolves around one who is beating a drum. I'm going to beat a drum. Action for D, D. Action for D, D. Action for D, D. Here is the sound E. It revolves around one who's breaking an egg and turning it into a pan. Action for E, E. Action for E, E. Action for E, E. Next is the sound F. It revolves around the toy fish which has been deflated. And so it goes this way. Action for F, F. Action for F, F. Action for F, F. The next sound is G. What's the action for the sound G? It revolves around water gurgling down the drain. Action for G, G. Action for G, G. Action for G, G. Next is this sound revolves around one who must have run a race and is panting out of breath. Action for action for action for I have the E sound. It revolves around an inky mouse. And so we want to do the whiskers of an inky mouse. So I'm going to wriggle my fingers close to my nose. Action for E, E. Action for E, E. Next is the sound J. What's the action for this sound? It revolves around jelly and jam. Jelly and jam on a plate wobbling. Action for J, J. Action for J, J. Action for J, J. I have the sound K. Action for K. We're going to click castanate again as we did for the sound K. This is the calling K, and this is the kicking K. So help the child understand that we have the calling K and the kicking K. So for the kicking K, the action is also similar to the calling K. Action for K, K. Action for K, K. Next is the sound It revolves around one who is licking lollipop. Action for Action for Action for I have the sound That's the next sound we'll be looking at. What's the action for the sound It revolves around one who has seen a tasty meal, and then what the person does is yummy, yummy. So action for action for action for is the next sound. I'm going to spread my arms out and act as if I'm a plane moving. The plane makes the sound Action for Action for Action for And lastly, the sound It revolves round one who is putting on a light switch and putting it off. Action for Action for Action for So, Princess has done the actions for the sound. I would want to do it severally so as to help her remember these sounds. Conclusively, I would want Princess to be able to write her sounds A to J again so that she doesn't forget before we move over to the next sound. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to get more videos. We'll be moving over to numeracy. It's now time for numeracy. I'll be revising with Princess what she did last term. So we'll be looking at random identification of numbers 1 to 30, writing of numbers 1 to 30, and counting of numbers 1 to 60. At the end of this week, Princess will be able to remember how to randomly identify numbers. She will also be able to write numbers 1 to 30 and then count numbers 1 to 60. We'll be starting with counting of numbers 1 to 60 first. Here is my chart. It's not difficult to make. All you need to do is just get an A4 paper, write numbers 1 to 60 on it, make it look colorful, and then you have your chart. So we're going to count. But what I want to do is we want to engage in an activity while counting. So while counting, we can either clap, we can either dance around, cheers, we can punch the air. We'll be punching the air for this activity. Let's count 1 to 60. Princess, join me in counting 1 to 60. Let's go. It's time to count. It's time to count. Let us count. Let us count. Let us count our numbers. Let us count our numbers. Let us count. Let us count. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 10, 1, 1, 11, 1, 2, 12, 1, 3, 13, 1, 4, 14, 1, 5, 15, 1, 6, 16, 1, 7, 17, 1, 8, 18, 1, 9, 19, 2, 0, 20, 2, 1, 21, 2, 2, 22, 2, 3, 23, 2, 4, 24, 2, 5, 25, 2, 6, 26, 2, 7, 27, 2, 8, 28, 2, 9, 29, 3, 0, 30, 3, 1, 31, 3, 2, 32, 3, 3, 33, 3, 4, 34, 3, 5, 35, 3, 6, 36, 3, 7, 37, 3, 8, 38, 3, 9, 39, 4, 0, 40, 4, 1, 41, 4, 2, 42, 4, 3, 43, 4, 4, 44, 4, 5, 45, 4, 6, 46, 4, 7, 47, 4, 8, 48, 4, 9, 49, 5, 0, 50, 5, 1, 51, 5, 2, 52, 5, 3, 53, 5, 4, 54, 5, 5, 55, 5, 6, 56, 5, 7, 57, 5, 8, 58, 5, 9, 59, 6, 0, 16. I bet Precious is enjoying herself. All these activities help the child count with ease. The child does not remember that he or she is counting, and all he's doing is just activity. To the child, he or she is playing. That is why I love using activities while counting. So at the end of the day, I want to paste my chart on the wall so that Princess can always see the chart and then count maybe every mornings or evenings so that she does not forget the numbers. We'll be moving over to random identification of numbers. Now I want Princess to identify her numbers from number 1 to 30. And for this activity, I'll be needing flashcards. If I don't have flashcards, I can have something like this. All I need to do is just write numbers out on a sheet of paper, cut out. It has to look colorful so that Princess will enjoy the activity. I then place it on the rug so that she can identify the numbers. So here are the numbers. I want to place them randomly. Princess, can you look for number 2, 3, 23 and give to me? Thank you, dear. Can you give me number 2, 0, 20? You've done great. Can you give me number 1, 0, 10? Thank you, Princess. I want you to give me number 2, 9, 29. Wow. Number 1, 4, 14. Can you give it to me? Thanks. Can you give me number 2, 6, 26? Can you say it here? Thank you. I want you to give me number 1, 2, 12. Have you seen it? You're such a darling. Thank you. Number 3. Can you give me number 2, 2, 22? Can you give me number 5? Thanks, dear. You're such an intelligent girl. I'm so proud of you. So we are done with identifying using numbers. I can also paste these numbers on objects. I can have them on cups, I can have them on pegs, I can have them on any object, I can have them on balls. If I have up to 10 balls, small balls, I can paste these numbers on them and then tell my child to give me the numbers. I have some cups here. I've placed numbers on them and I want Princess to give me the numbers. I call out. Princess, can you give me number 3030? Can you hand the cup with number 3030 to me? Thank you. Can you give me the cup with number 8 on it? Thanks. Can you give me the cup with number 4 on it? Thank you. Lastly, do you know the number written on this cup? Great job. Number 1313. Princess, I'm so proud of you. You've identified your numbers. Now, why we do these activities is for Princess to be able to remember the numbers and then she'll be able to identify them wherever she sees them. It's now time for Princess to write numbers 1 to 30. I have my worksheet here. I've prepared a worksheet for her. Now, it's always good for us to make circles in 5s or 10s. So if I have my circles, I would want to have like 5 or 10 circles on a line. For this, I made 5 circles on the line. So Princess will be writing 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, and it will be easy for her to count. If I'm making in 10s, she will be writing 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. So here is my worksheet. All I need to do is give it to Princess and tell her to count and write her numbers. So while writing, she will be counting her numbers in order for her not to make any mistake. These are the activities for Princess, and I'm sure she will definitely enjoy the activities. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Miss Mercy Coaching. We'll be moving over to sensorial education. It is now time for the sensorial education. I'll be revising with Princess what she learned last term. We'll be looking at surfaces, hard and soft, rough and smooth. We'll be looking at shapes. For the shapes, we'll be looking at oval, rectangle, crescent, diamond, and cross. Then colors, we'll be looking at 4 colors: pink, purple, brown, and lemon. At the end of the week, Princess will be able to remember what she learned last time. She'll be able to recall the shapes, remember the surfaces, and then remember the different colors, and then be able to identify them independently. We'll be starting with surfaces. rough surface. I would explain to the child that a rough surface simply is a surface that when you touch it, your hand does not move smoothly or freely. Your finger does not move freely. Then for the smooth surface, your finger moves freely and then you enjoy touching it. For the rough surface, I have lemon, coconut. For the smooth surface, I have CD, stainless plate, stainless cup. I can also have A4 paper. All those are smooth objects. So what will I do? I would feel it with my 5 fingers and say to the child, rough, rough, rough. I'll hand it over to the child so as the child can feel. I also want the child to say the same thing, rough, rough, rough. I'll pick up the smooth object. Feel, smooth, smooth, smooth. Hand over to the child to do the same. After that, I will explain to the child that others are also rough and smooth surface. This is a smooth surface. I'll tell the child to feel so that whenever he sees a stainless cup, a stainless plate, he will know that the surface is smooth. And then this is rough. The child should also feel it. Now for the different activities. I'll put these things down and then I'll tell the child to pick up any object. Okay, princess, I want you to pick up the coconut. Can you pick it up? I want you to feel it. And then tell me if it is rough or smooth. Princess picks it up and then feels. Princess, what does it feel like? Is it rough or smooth? I'll wait for response. Great job, princess. It's rough. I want you to pick the stainless cup. I want you to feel it. Is it rough or smooth? It's smooth. Let's remember that if the child does not get it, we should always reinforce. We should always reinforce. And after this, we'll move over to activity 2. Now, what will I do for activity 2? For activity 2, the child will match. And so I have my headings here. I'll write rough boldly on a sheet of paper and smooth boldly on a sheet of paper. I'll place on the rug or tile the work area for the child. And then I have my objects here. Now what the child needs to do is to pick the objects, feel, and place them under the appropriate heading. Princess, I want you to feel this coconut. Is it rough or smooth? Rough. Okay, it's rough. I want you to place it here. Let's show the child where to place it because at that age they can't read. So we should show them where to place it. Once the child is able to identify the surface, we point at the exact place where we want the child to place it. Then, I want you to feel this. Is it rough or smooth? Okay, I want you to place it under the right heading, smooth. Great job. I want you to feel this also. Is it rough or smooth? Smooth. Okay, I want you to place it under here. And then she places it here. Can you feel this? Rough. Can you place it under this heading? And then she places it. Great job, princess. I can get more objects. I have an A4 paper. I can tell princess to fill and then place under the appropriate position. So that's that for rough and smooth. We'll be moving over to hard and soft. Hard and soft. For these surfaces, I have key, butter. I can also have stone and a pillow. So all I need to do is hold it hard. It's hard. Princess, this is hard. And this butter is soft. When you put your hand in, it goes in. It's soft. We can get other objects and then tell the child to show us which object is hard and which object is soft. I want you to give me the hard object, Princess. Pick up the hard object. Which do you think is hard of these two? Great job. The key is hard. I want you to show me the soft object. Great. Butter is soft. We can also get bowls and then gather some of these hard and soft objects, label the bowl hard and the other one soft. Tell the child to place the soft objects in the appropriate bowl and the hard objects in the appropriate bowl. The child should also be guided while doing this activity. We are done with surfaces. We are moving over to shapes. And for shapes, I have these. We'll be looking at the following shapes: cross, crescent, rectangle, oval, and diamond. These are the shapes we'll be looking at. And so, I'll tell Princess, this is oval. Sorry, this is crescent, crescent, crescent. This is cross, cross, cross. I have rectangle here, rectangle, rectangle. This is oval, oval, oval. And this is diamond. I'll scramble the shapes and tell her, can you give me the oval shape, Princess? Then I'll wait for her to pick up the oval shape. Thank you, dear. Can you give me the crescent shape? Joy, darling. Can you give me the rectangle? Assume Princess gives me cross. Oh, darling, I said rectangle. Can you look for the rectangle shape? The rectangle shape looks like a door. Can you look for the shape that looks like a door? And then Princess gets it. Kudos to you, dear. Can you give me the kite? Or diamond. The diamond shape looks like a kite. So this is diamond. Thank you, darling. Can you give me the cross? Have you seen the cross? Thank you. So Princess is done with randomly identifying the shapes. We'll be moving over to activity 2. Activity 2 requires Princess to match the shapes. So she's going to match similar shapes. I have 2 worksheets here. This I used shape stamp in doing it. But if I don't have shape stamps, I can equally draw. I drew this. So you can draw the shapes. Then on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, you draw them in random form. And then the child is to match. So Princess, what shape is this? Oval. Can you look for oval on the other side and match? And then she does it. What is the next shape? Rectangle. Can you look for rectangle on the other side and match? And then she identifies it and matches it. Can you tell me the next shape? Cross. Can you look for cross on the other side and match? I'll wait for her to do it. What shape is this, Princess? Diamond. Can you look for diamond on the other side and match? Great job, dear. And lastly, what shape is this? Crescent. Can you look for crescent on the other side and match? Kudos to you, dear. I'm so proud of you. And then when she's done, I'll tell her to pack up. It's always important we teach these children to pack up after walking. They need to clear the walk area. This is to help them keep the environments clean. And so as from this age, they are learning to keep the environments clean. We're moving over to colors. Colors. We're looking at 4 colors: pink, brown, lemon, and purple. So I have my shapes here. It's just that I don't have lemon here. But I can always use an improvised one. If I don't have flashcards, I can always improvise. Now, how do I improvise? All I need to do is get a crayon. I can get a pink crayon, I can get a brown crayon, I can get a purple crayon, and I can get a lemon crayon. I get a sheet of paper, a white sheet of paper, and then I color it. I did this, although this is not a crayon, I use the poster color for this. I then color the A4 paper and then cut out something. So I can cut this out and I can use this to teach colors. Now I use this in teaching color blue, but we can also do this for color pink, color lemon, color purple, and color brown. It's very easy and it's fun-filled. So I have my flashcard. If I don't have flashcards, I can make use of colored pencils. I have colored pencils here. I have colored pencils here. And then I have balloons. I can also use balloons in teaching this. So all I need to do is get out one of these. I'm supposed to get a brown, but this is a lighter shade of it. Okay. Princess, can you show me color pink? Great. And this is lemon. This is brown. And this is purple. Now I will want to place this here, this here, this here, and I will tell Princess to match. Okay, Princess, I want you to look at the colors I have below. Pick those colors that are similar. Here is pink. Can you see any other pink? And then she picks it up. Thank you, dear. I want you to place it here. And then she places it there. What other two colors can you see? Great job. Can you identify another similar color? Good. Great job, Princess. I can also do the same with this pencil. All she needs to do is try to identify similar colors. So she will pick and place them aside. She will pick similar colors and place aside. She will pick similar colors and place aside. And lastly, these two. Then if I have objects in the house, teddy, bag, spoon, plate, I can tell her, Princess, I want you to get me the pink spoon. Can you get me the lemon chair? Can you get me the purple plate? Can you get me the pink teddy? So all these are in a bid for her to be able to identify these colors and get used to them. So these activities I can do with Princess. At the end of the week, Princess must have been able to recall what she learned last term on surfaces, shapes, and colors. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Miss Mercy Coaching.